You can get going today. So let's get into it. Just as well, there's no silly questions. If you do want to say something, just flag and we can go through it. So as I mentioned, I'm Maeve, I'm Program Manager in the RdiHub. We're based in the southwest of Ireland. There's a picture of our hub, so we are a very rural hub. We do not produce food. We're not food producers. It's a predominantly technology hub, but our members vary from construction. There is a lot of sustainability projects, infrastructure, logistics. So it's very, very varied. But I guess from the session that I did last week, we're very much in a rural area, making connections and partnerships nationally and across Europe as well, to strengthen the business that we do. So I'll get into it. So we'll start talking about why this actually matters for you as a rural food producer, because I know some of you might be thinking, I'm too busy for this, it's not really for me. We're going to address that head on. Then we'll go through 5 categories of digital tools, which will be around marketing, AI writing, selling online, productivity, and storytelling. For each one, I'll show you specific tools and exactly how to use them. In the third part, we're going to get you involved. I want to hear from you about your own business challenges, and we'll work together to map out the right tools to the right problems. And this in this hope is so that you'll leave with a clear, very short list of what to do next. I want to say that clearly, please ask questions at any point. If I mention something that you want to know more about, put up your hand. This is a session, not a lecture, so I want it to be as engaging as possible. Okay, so I want to start by being really honest about what it is to run a small food business because I think a lot of you will recognize this. You're not just a food producer, you are the farmer, the marketeer, the photographer, the delivery driver, the customer service team, the accountant, the IT department, all at once. And just to recognize that. So when someone says you should be on social media every day, or you need a website or an email list and a newsletter and a TikTok account, it all sounds completely exhausting, and I get that. I want to read these points out loud. I think the last one of these will be very familiar to you. I don't have time to post on social media every day. I don't know how long. I don't know how to take great photos and write captions. I lose track of customer inquiries and orders. I can't afford a marketing person or a designer. People outside my local area don't know I exist. Can I kind of get a show of hands? Are any of these resonating with anyone? Is this something that you feel or come across? Give me a thumbs up or any. Um, yeah, because every single one of those has a simple, mostly free digital solution, and that's exactly what we're going to go through today. Just putting this one down. Sorry, just 1 second. Okay. So digital tools at every playing field. Here's the thing that excites me about what's happening right now with digital tools. So 10 years ago, if you wanted a professionally designed flyer, you had to hire a graphic designer. If you wanted to reach customers in a different city or a different country, you needed a marketing budget. If you wanted to write compelling product descriptions, you either had a way with words or you paid someone who did. And this is no longer the case. Today, a small food producer in rural Ireland, Slovenia, Portugal, wherever that you're based, has access to the exact same tools as a large food brand with a full marketing team. The difference is that the large brand is paying tens of thousands of euro a year for people to use those tools. You can access most of them for free. There are 4 things I want you to take from this slide. First, you can reach customers way beyond your local area. There are people in cities all across Europe who are actively looking for local, artisan, authentic food, but they can't find you just yet. Second, digital tools let you build a real community of loyal customers who come back again and again, not just people who bought from you once at a market. Third, a lot of the repetitive admin communication tasks that eat into your time, you can automate them. We'll show you exactly, or I'll show you exactly how. And fourth, we are talking about mostly free tools. The most expensive thing you will mention today is about €20 a month, and most are completely free. So budget is not the barrier here, or they start free, and then if you choose, you can go into a paid monthly model. So we're going to go through the 5 areas of digital tools, and I want to be very clear as well that you don't need to adopt all 5 of these today. You don't even need to adopt all 5 this year. The goal is to pick the one area that solves your biggest headache, get comfortable with that or with it, and then build from there. Trying to do everything at once is exactly how you end up overwhelmed and doing nothing. So as I go through each of these, I want you to be thinking which one of these would make the biggest difference to me? Which pain point does it solve? One area is marketing and social media. Tools like Canva and MailChimp that help you look professional and reach more people. Area two is AI writing and content. This is where tools like ChatGPT come in, and they are genuinely game changing for people who find writing captions and emails difficult and time consuming. Area three is selling online, getting your product in front of customers who want to buy it directly from you. Area four is automation and admin, tools that do repetitive tasks for you so you can get time back. And then area five is digital storytelling, how to use your own authentic story as your most powerful marketing tool. So I'm going to go through each one of these now. So the first tool that we'll talk about is Canva. And if you take nothing else away from today, please go home and sign up for Canva. Canva is a free online design tool. And when I say free, I mean the free version is genuinely excellent. You don't need to pay for it to get enormous value from it. Um, here's what it lets you do. So if you go to Canva, sign up with your email, you're immediately presented with thousands of professionally designed templates for Instagram posts, Facebook posts, market flyers, price lists, labels, newsletters, everything you could possibly need. You pick one, like you swap in your own photos and your own text, and you have something that looks like it was made by a professional designer in about 10 minutes. There's a drag and drop editor. You do not need any design skills. You can use it on your phone. Everyone can use Canva. There's also an AI image generator built in now. So if you want a beautiful visual for a product you haven't photographed yet, you can type a description and it will generate an image for you. And there's something that saves a huge amount of time. You can schedule your social media posts directly from Canva. This is a relatively new feature that they brought in. So if you sit down on a Sunday evening, you make your 5 posts for the week, you schedule them to go out automatically, and you're done. That's your social media sorted for that week. On the right side here, I've listed 4 specific things you can do with Canva this week. So these are the quick wins. Create a reusable template for a product for your product posts. Schedule 3 posts for next week right now. Make a flyer for your next market. Design a little thank you card to pop in with orders. Customers absolutely love that kind of personal touch. So you can go to Canva. It takes about 5 minutes to sign up, and you'll have your first post designed within 15 minutes, I promise. Keep going on here. So this is one of the areas that I'm most excited to share with you because I think it has the potential to save you more time than any other tool that we'll discuss today. AI writing tools, the main ones that you may be familiar with or heard of today, ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and Claude. These are essentially very intelligent assistants that can have a conversation with you. You type something in it in plain language and it responds. That's it. There's no technical knowledge required. If you send a text message, you can use these tools. It's the same format. And here's what that means in practice for your business. So, you know that feeling when you want to post something about your product on Instagram, you sit there staring at a blank screen for 20 minutes trying to think of what to say. You type your product name into ChatGPT. This is what you need to do. You type your name in ChatGPT. You say, write me 5 Instagram captions about my product. Keep them warm and say your product name. So if it's a type of honey or whatever that it is, keep them warm and local. And within about 5 seconds, you have 5 options to choose from. You pick the one you like best. You tweak it
Where do
slightly.
you find, sorry, but where do you find that AI writing assistant? Do you write like on your browser, AI writing assistant?
No,
No.
so see the names of the platforms I mentioned. ChatGPT is the platform. So
Okay.
let, let's if we compare it to Google, Microsoft Edge, Firefox, they're internet
Mm,
browsers. ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and Claude are all independent browsers. So
okay.
you go to the website, chatgpt.com, you log in, you set up an account, a free account at first, and then there's a box right there. I can show you what a screen looks like, but there's a box right there, very similar to how you type into Google, and this is where you start asking. So you describe
Okay.
yourself, your product, a little bit about you, and it's an intelligent model. So it basically scrapes the internet to help design and shape a paragraph or just a description about you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Um, so so another example, if you imagine that you get a difficult customer email, maybe someone is upset about a delayed delivery, instead of stressing about how to word your reply, you paste the email into ChatGPT. So you paste it into that box that I was talking about, and you ask it. So you're we call it prompting. You're prompting the model. So you say, help me write a professional, empathetic reply to this email, and it gives you a response in seconds. So the way I like to describe this, it's as if you have a soundboard or an assistant. So when you come across, when you're trying to think of what to say, what to do, how to respond, if you use a model like ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude, to be honest, these are preference things. ChatGPT was the first one to come out on the market. It got very popular, so it has a lot of people using it. The other ones are just different models. So it's a personal preference of what you like using, but you use it like an assistant to ask it questions and it can help shape your responses. Another example, if you're trying to enter a new market in another country and you need your product description in French, you paste it in and you say, translate this if you're going from Spanish to French. Done. That's it. It gives you the response immediately. So these six boxes on the screen show you the main ways food producers are using AI writing tools right now. Product description, social media captions, customer emails, content planning, business questions, translation. It's really, like, I use it a lot for translation. And one thing to mention, when you ask it business questions like what grants are available, always verify the answer independently. AI is very good at drafting and writing tasks and writing the task for very specific facts and figures. So always double check. So it's a great starting point and great to give you ideas, but always verify the details that it comes up with. So basically don't copy the answer straight out of it and share immediately. Okay, so to give you something you can actually use the moment you leave this room, these are what I call prompts to steal. These are exact things you can type into ChatGPT or Gemini to get useful results immediately. So whereas in Google, you just call it typing your question. In these environments, we call it prompting. So you're typing in a prompt. You're prompting the model a question to help you to give you something. So a prompt is just what you type into the AI. Think of it like giving instructions to a colleague. The more specific you are, the better result you'll get back. So let me walk you through each of these. First one is for social media post. You type, write 3 Instagram captions for a small organic farm in Germany. This week we're harvesting corn. Make the tone warm, local, and genuine. To replace the brackets with fill in your details and you will have 3 captions back to you immediately. So the more information you even feed that or put in the prompt, the more specific it will be. What region of Germany, what exact corn seasonally, what you intend to do with the corn. Is it going to be fresh? Is it tinned? Where your market is. The more you give into that, the better the response will be. The second one is for a customer email. So the example would be write a friendly email to send to customers on my list, letting them know about our corn product is back in season and available to order. So keep it short, that's it, and you'll get a polished email draft and you just tweak it slightly to add your own details. Your name, location, time, whatever that it is, but it gives you the initial draft of writing an email. The third one is really powerful for anyone who struggles with the question, what do I even post about? So you can type, write a simple 4 week social media content plan for a small cheese producer. Include ideas for photos, captions, and stories. It will give you a whole month's worth of content laid out week by week. And again, this will be the first draft. You can ask it another question. Oh, I don't like the photos that you chose. Um, can you give the variation of the cheese? You know, you can go back and you can change it and you can prompt it again to get even more specific to what you want. But when you get the first draft back, analyze it, and if you want it to be more specific, keep going. So it's a conversation. So that's why we say it's an assistant. So you can keep talking to your assistant. The fourth one is for translation. If you want to reach customers in another country or another language, just paste your text in and ask it to translate it. It handles French, German, Spanish, Portuguese, Slovenian, whatever it is that you need, handles all language types. So I'd encourage you to take a photo of this slide. So you have these prompts with you. If anyone wants to try one of them right now on your phone, please do. You can see how they work. But I will be sharing a toolkit afterwards because prompts are an understanding how to prompt is the initial starting point, and you get better and better at it as time goes on. Any questions about those prompts or anything there that anybody wants to jump in? Okay, I'll keep going. Let me know also if there's any comments in the chat because it's I can't see the chat on my screen here. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about selling online. And I want to start by saying something important. You do not need a complicated website to sell your products online. That is a myth that stops a lot of small producers from even starting, and I want to get rid of that right now. There are 6 options on this slide, and they range from simple and free to all the way up to a full stop shop of online. So let me walk you through them in terms of complexity and cost. The simplest thing you can do, I mean, the simplest is set up a Google business profile. This is completely free. It takes about 10 minutes, and it means that when someone in your area searches for local food producers or your type of product on Google Maps, you appear. You add your photos, your contact details, what you produce, your opening hours, if relevant, done. And now you're searchable and you're able to find somebody online. Um, so the second simplest is Instagram and Facebook Shop. If you're already posting on Instagram or Facebook, you can tag your products in posts so people can buy them directly, free to set up, no monthly costs, and you're meeting customers where they already are in these platforms. For something a small step up, a Google form linked to a payment platform like Stripe gives you a simple order form with online payment at basically zero cost. This is brilliant for weekly veg box schemes, pre-orders, any community supported agriculture setups, anything like that. Um, then there are local food platforms. Open Food Network is a European platform specifically designed for small local food producers, low fees, no technical knowledge needed, and your customers are already there looking for exactly what you produce. The email list I've included here because it's genuinely the most valuable digital asset you can build. An email list of even 200 local customers who want to hear from you is more powerful than 5,000 social media followers. because no algorithm decides who sees your email. You send it, they get it. So if you've built up an email list from customers over time, just make sure that they've subscribed and that you always include at the bottom of your email option to unsubscribe. And finally, Shopify, or something like WooCommerce are full online shops for when you're ready for that. Roughly €29 a month for Shopify. And I'd recommend probably for most people in the room, start with Google Business if you haven't done so already. It gives you a profile. It's free. It takes 15 minutes and it will get you found. It will make you discoverable. Okay, so work smarter with simple automation. This is the section I think of as getting your time back, which is one of we're all time poor, I guess, because the biggest complaint I hear like from small businesses is I don't want to do digital, I don't have time. So let's talk about how some digital tools can actually free up your time rather than consuming more of it. Automation is just the idea of setting something up once and then it happens automatically every time without you having to do anything. So, if I give you a couple of concrete examples, if a customer emails you to ask about your products and you're out in the field or the factory or delivery, you can't reply immediately. But if you set up a simple auto reply in Gmail, which takes about 2 minutes, they immediately get a message back saying, "Thank you for getting in touch. We'll be back to you in 24 hours." Or you could even make it even lighter and more fun. "Thank you so much for your email, but we're out growing or planting or doing training, whatever that it is. And we'll get back to you as soon as we possibly can." It's professional, it sets expectations, and you don't have to do anything because there's nothing worse than a customer contacting a business and wondering, are they even open? Are they operating? Because they receive nothing back. And we have a very high expectation in customer service nowadays because everything has become so immediate. We get a response immediately. We order something, we get a confirmation email immediately. So the expectation is there amongst customers. Another example, Calendly. This is a free booking tool. Instead of going back and forth with the customer over 6 messages trying to arrange a pickup time, you send them over a Calendly link. They pick a slot that works for them in your calendar, and you spend zero time on scheduling. So I imagine for all of us, even in my own role, the back and forth trying to schedule a call with someone is very time consuming, and sending emails 2 o'clock on Wednesday. No, that's not available. Calendly is connected to your email. So if you have open slots, sorry, it's connected to your calendar. If you've open slots in your calendar, it has access to it and somebody can book in directly. Um, Google Workspace, this is worth mentioning because if you're using Gmail account for your business, you already have access to Google Docs, Sheets, and Drive for free. And you can use a simple Google Sheet to track your weekly orders and customer contacts. It's better than a pile of paper trying to remember everything. So, like if I'm sure you're familiar with Google Suite, but if you're not, like Google Docs is the same as Microsoft Word, Sheets is the same as Excel, and then Drive is SharePoint or OneDrive, where you can save and store documents. Um, and everything as well can be shared with colleagues in real time. So you can work on a document with a colleague in real time and do edits and track the edits as well. Another one to mention here is Zapier and Make. They're slightly more advanced. They connect different apps together automatically. So, for example, when someone fills in an online order form, it automatically adds their email address to your MailChimp list. That connection happens without you doing anything once it's set up once. So the form you may have created using Google Forms, MailChimp is a separate platform that you use to send out bulk emails to a long list and then Zapier sits in the middle. So if you think of the name Zapier, Zap. it zaps the information from one location to the next. So it automatically updates it. So you're not manually taking the responses from the sign up form and adding them into your MailChimp or whatever email provider that you use to send out emails. You set up another account on the Zapier platform and it automates that action. So that's just a simple example of it does. It automates a lot of different processes as well. And then a tool like Otter AI or Granola is another one that's very popular at the moment. It's a tool that automatically records and transcribes phone calls, meetings, conversations. If you're talking to a buyer, a stockist, a supplier, or you want to remember what was agreed, you could just record it, and Otter turns it into a simple transcript, which is really useful. Sometimes this does make people uncomfortable. They don't like being recorded, or a customer doesn't like being recorded. Always ask for permission if they're happy for you to do it. Let them know that you're recording it, or simply what I know what I do if I have a customer meeting. As soon as we've had the meeting, when I say my farewells or goodbye and I turn away, I take out my phone, I turn on the app, and I give it a quick overview or a synopsis of the conversation. I met with the team at Climate Kick. We agreed that we talk again in a couple of weeks. The actions for me are to call these people and it's captured into the voice recording. And the beauty of it is transcription. So once it's transcribed, I will give the message in my terms. It will be very conversational and it will be the parts of the conversation I can remember. Once it's transcribed, they have a fantastic way of filling it in, turning it into nice bullet points, separating the purpose of the meeting, and then a couple of bullet points around the actions to take place. So it just gives you a nice way of capturing information in a low lift kind of way. Um, okay, so I just want to spend a moment on this one because I think the area where small businesses and producers have the biggest natural advantage over large commercial brands, and most of you aren't using it. People in cities, and by cities I mean everywhere from Dublin to Munich to Lisbon, are increasingly disconnected from where their food comes from. There is a real hunger, and I mean that in both sense of the word, from authentic stories about real food made by real people in real places. Um, you have that story. So you live it every single day. The problem is you just don't think of it, or you may not think of it. Or I'm generalizing here because I don't know all of your brands. You may not think of it as content because you think it's just Tuesday and you're just doing your same everyday operating tasks. But a 30-second video of you picking tomatoes in the morning or showing the inside of your cheese cave or explaining why you do things the way that you do. That will get more engagement and more emotional connection with customers than any polished advertisement. And I'm not talking about professional video production. I'm talking about your phone held in landscape mode for 30 seconds. That's it. And it's you in your everyday. So here are four types of content that always perform well for producers, small businesses, marketeers. Behind the scenes, show how your product is actually made. Morning on the farm, a quick reel of what your morning looks like, a meet the producer post, just a photo of you, who you are, why you started this, what you care about, any seasonal updates. Our strawberries are ready this week. Here's how to order. None of these take more than 10 minutes to create, and they build something that no amount of paid advertising can buy, which is trust. When your customer has seen your face, heard your story, and watched you make the thing you're selling them, they want to buy from you again and again because they feel like they've gotten to know you. So your story is not a footnote to your business; it is your business. So you should start sharing it. Um, Okay, so this is where like if people want to get a little bit involved, So we've gone through a lot of tools in the last 20 minutes or so, and I know that can feel some of them might be a bit overwhelming, or you might be very familiar with them, or you might be well ahead and advanced in using them. So just want to slow it down for a moment and see if we can apply this to your situation. Um, if people want to think about challenges that they're having, and think about if anything that I've shared so far has made you think about your own business and where something like this could fit as a starting point. So what is the biggest time drain for you right now? What is the thing that eats your time every week that you wish you could hand to somebody else? Replying to the same customer questions over and over, creating posts, chasing payments, making flyers. What is it for you that creates the biggest pain points? And then another thing to think about, where are your customers today? How do they find you right now? Is it through word of mouth, farmers markets, Instagram, a website? And where do you think there are customers who don't know you exist yet? Thinking about these is thinking where you get started. And then third, and this is an important one, if one digital tool could give you back hours every week, what would it need to fix for you? Just one thing. What would have the biggest impact on your week? And this could be like what we meant, like automating email responses, scheduling meetings with suppliers, with potential customers. Um, so if anybody just wants to ask me anything right now and even put your challenge in front and we could see, or I can offer some advice on a starting point. Um, if there's like a lot, I hear a lot, Excel from hell, where you have long, long contact lists and it's static and you don't know what to do with it or how to interact. Um, if anybody wants to ask me anything now, you can pop up a hand or put a comment in the chat.
Um, if you were to walk in a university and you had all the young people in the world that wanted to help you, how would you say that anybody that is AI literate
Mm.
can can help me, or how do you
Yep.
phrase the
Um,
question, the search?
yeah. So I guess what how I'm approaching this session is to make you AI literate, to give you the knowledge and to give you the understanding. And if you have even a basic understanding of where to get this information or what to do, it will make it easier for you, firstly, to ask for help. So if you do want to mobilize your students, if you know how they are going to go about the work, that is a fantastic starting point. A year ago, I would have said AI champions. So there was some people who naturally were curious about how to engage with these tools, and they went off and they did their own research, and then they would come back to their company or their university or wherever that it was, and they would show the rest of their team, and it would bring things forward. And that is still very much the case. I guess what I really want, what and the work that we do, we want to empower individuals to have a basic understanding so you don't become irrelevant in the loop. And
So maybe let's say that I gather three other women, business women in my area, in my rural area, and
yeah.
we would like to kind of get going with this. Do
Mhm.
I contact you, or how do I go about getting
You can,
empowered?
yeah. So yes, we work with people, but it depends. Do you want somebody to come in and show you how to do it? Or do you and your team or your colleagues want to learn how to do it yourself?
I think the second one, I would
Yeah.
like to learn how to do it, but
Yeah.
at the same time, yeah, because at my age, um, of course, I am computer literate, but I am not AI literate. So there is a gap in there. So I would like to get literate because,
Yeah,
but I
no,
like to,
I
but
completely
I
agree.
like to do that with company, you know? I don't like to
Yeah,
do it alone.
yeah, no, I understand. So I would disagree that you are computer literate but not AI literate because AI is not technical. It's not for people who know how to write code or do really advanced things. It's designed to be as easy and as approachable as using Google. You know, they've made it like the point of entry is quite low of AI. So where I might be confusing things slightly, getting familiar with tools like Canva, which is the design tool, or the different ones, the AI element isn't going to make them complicated. You understanding how to use them in general, whether it was AI or not. But you had to understand how to use a Word doc at some point, or Adobe, or the different ones that you interact with. So in a way to answer your question, I'm not sure where you're based. I know here in Ireland we have our local council offers lots of entry level training courses for all age groups. We ran one here a couple of months ago, age friendly AI, and it was for everybody in the room was 55 plus, and how different tools that they interact with. So there's loads of different supports for different things. From my organization, and it's included in my last slide, we run a monthly masterclass where we walk you through some of the tools that I mentioned there today, and we have experts who demonstrate how you use them. So they would open the ChatGPT browser and they would ask the audience, give me an idea that you want me to build in this today, and they'll walk you through it. So we run them the last Tuesday of every month, and they're free to join. And I'll include the QR link at the end of this slide deck, and it's something you can share with your colleagues. And I would just say join the first one, see if there's something in it that resonates. The idea is for it to not be complicated or technical, but that's a really good starting point.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions before I move on? Just taking time. Okay, there's no comments in the chat.
No, no, they was just asking about the slides and it was Christiana as well. So good.
Great. Okay, I'll just come along. So your starter kit, and I will be sharing. It's about 2 pages about all of these different tools, what they're for, how much they cost, etc. So I just want to make sure that you leave here today with a clear, very simple list, not 100 things, just the essential ones to get started with. So this is your rural producer or your rural business or whichever that you do. So 6 tools, all free or pretty close to. Each one solves a specific problem. So Canva, I mentioned that for making everything look professional, posts, flyers, labels, market signage, free, canva.com. ChatGPT or Google Gemini or Microsoft Copilot is another one. If you have a Microsoft suite already, you can see a Copilot colored button in the top corner. These help you write captions for email or write captions, draft emails, product descriptions, content plan. You type in plain English, French, German, whatever your first language is, and it does the heavy lifting. And there's a free option here as well. So chat at .openai.com or gemini.com, gemini.google.com is the other one. MailChimp, this is the for building your email list. This is the most underused tool by any small business, and it's the most powerful one. Start collecting email addresses from your customers wherever you meet them, whether it's in person at markets, if it's through your website, have a sign up form, if it's on social media, find a way for them to submit their details to you, whether you put on a competition and you get them to apply for it. This is all you gathering their name, their email, and then they're on your list and you have an opportunity to contact them afterwards. Then you own that relationship forever until they unsubscribe, if they unsubscribe. And it's free for up to 500 contacts. So if you're a small business and you have 100 to 500 contacts, it's perfect. If you go above 500, then you have to engage in a payment plan. Um, the Google Business Profile. So this one is great because obviously I was saying you appear on Google Maps and local search results. Takes 15 minutes to set up. It's completely free. Search Google Business Profile and you'll get started. And you should be familiar with this. I know if I open up Google Maps of my local area, I'll see the mechanic, I'll see the different businesses. They all appear on Google Maps because they've created a profile. Instagram or Facebook, showing your products, your story, and building a community around your brand. You're probably already on these, but might not be using them consistently or as consistently as you'd like. That's where Canva and ChatGPT come in because Canva will help you get nice design and visuals, and then ChatGPT can speed up saying a really interesting, fun, catchy slogan at the bottom or a little description. So you're not staring at a blank screen thinking, what am I going to say today? Make me sound funny or interesting. And finally, Google Sheets. Just a simple spreadsheets to track your orders, your customers, your stock. It's free and it's probably sitting in your Gmail right now, whether you use it or not, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's another version of Excel. So all of these will be included in the toolkit that you will receive after this as well. So a couple of rules for getting started. Just leave you with a couple. These aren't complicated. They're just the things that separate the people who make progress with digital tools from the people who feel overwhelmed and then just do nothing. So, rule one, start with one tool, not 10. I know we've covered a lot of ground today, and that can feel like a lot to take in. Please do not try to set up Canva, ChatGPT, MailChimp, and a business profile, and Instagram shop, and a booking system all in the same week. Pick one that will make the biggest difference to you and focus on that, just one per week. So it means that you will log in, you will learn to use it, and you will become more experienced. Rule two, your phone is enough. Every single tool we've covered today works on a smartphone. You do not need a new laptop. You do not need a special camera. You do not need any equipment. If you have a smartphone in your pocket, you have everything you need to get started. Rule three, done is better than perfect. And maybe this is my personal philosophy. This one is really important for small businesses and time poor because there's sometimes a fear that what you create won't look professional enough. But the truth is, a genuine, slightly imperfect photo of you and your products will connect with customers far more deeply than a polished stock image or a generated image. Your customers are buying your story as much as they're buying your product. So authenticity wins every time. Rule four, think of AI as your free intern or free assistant, or free business partner. It's not going to replace your voice or your expertise or your story, but it will save you an enormous amount of time on the drafting and on the writing side. Use it to write your first draft, then make it yours. So when you put in that first prompt, I am a producer based in southern region of Germany. I produce natural honey. I sell to customers in markets and this is what your prompt is. And when it gives you back a draft, when you read through the draft, you'll see, no, I don't like that it specifies that region. I wanted to say the city. I wanted to say the type of honey. So then you get more specific. So you go back again and you feed it more information. And then rule five, consistency beats perfection. So one post a week, every single week will do more for your business than a burst of 10 posts followed by 2 months of silence. So if you can pick a rhythm and actually sustain and stick to it, that gives like that cadence that gives your customers trust and knowing that you're relevant and you're consistently there. It's like the masterclass that I mentioned that we run here at the RdiHub. We run it on the last Tuesday of every month at the same time all year long. And it's built up a following of people who are like, if I miss this month, I know it's going to take place next month. I know that the RdiHub will be doing this consistently, and we share posts around it then also consistently. So setting up that rhythm is really, really effective and very much so for a business. Okay, so that brings us to an end of this session. Just before I wrap up, and I mean, I just want to say what you're doing, growing food, producing food items, with your hands, building businesses in rural communities. This work really matters. It matters enormously, not just economically, but culturally and environmentally. The FoodCop network exists because what you're doing is worth supporting and amplifying. Digital tools are not the most important thing about your business. Your land, your knowledge, your craft, your relationships with your community, those are the most important things. But digital tools, used simply and consistently, can help more people find out about those things. And that's what we're trying to cover today. So empowering you to get your story. So you do not need to be a tech expert. You do not need to hire someone. You just need to start with one small thing and build from there. So it's just some actions if you can take away. Like if you can do today, not next month, go to Canva, sign up, open a ChatGPT account, type in one of the prompts from this session, just try it once, see what comes back. That's a starting point. This week, if you could use one tool from today to create and publish one piece of content, one post, one email, one Google business profile, just try one, see how it feels, and then do it again next week. And again, it's building on that. So thank you very much for your time, for your input. I'll stay around for a couple of questions. You can connect with me online, and I can share anything else. Thanks for the FoodCop team and Climate Cake for bringing us all together. This is the masterclass that I mentioned, and I've included a QR code that you can scan there and sign up for it. So we've designed this masterclass with our local, I guess, investment body, Enterprise Ireland. It's a European funded project that help us deliver it. So it's just an interesting one to kind of learn the nuts and bolts and how to get started. And what I talked you through today, there'll be live demos of how you actually use each of them and how you put the prompts into action. So you can grab the QR code there. I think we're doing okay on time.
Yeah, I
So
think we just have 6 minutes, so
yeah.
time for the feedback. Any burning questions before we do the feedback session from anyone? Okay, so in that case, if you can scan the QR code. Thank you so much, Maeve. It was super practical. Even though I know about AI and Canva a little bit, I learned so much about other tools as well to sell products and all of that. So thank you. It was super practical with very good tips. Thank you, Maeve.
No problem. Will I stop sharing? And I think
Yeah, I will share mine with the feedback survey so that we can go through the questions.
Is, can I make a quick intervention?
Yeah.
While I was listening at all this intervention from Mike, I was always wondering because I work in a field. I'm working in a technology center that we try to develop technology application or apply technology to rural areas in local communities in northern Spain. And My main concern is how to find um, this bridge that makes things really valuable for people here. Because what I feel is that most of the time, all these technologies are designed and applied from an urban perspective that are not in real contact with local communities. That I don't know how it is in Ireland or any other European countries, but here in northern Spain, people are still quite far away from all these new techs, although they are not that new, because sensor in agriculture is not that new thing. But in the end, the social part to me is the most challenging, and how to really approach any kind of technology apart from tractors and all these classical ones to people that live and work in the rural areas, which are, well, yes, not that advanced or not that uh, up to date on these terms. Is that clear?
Yeah,
uh,
so do you have a question around it, or are you kind
yeah,
of,
yes, just to know how you feel about this, or how you, because
yeah,
yes,
well, I suppose the lowest entry point, everyone has a phone, right? So even I think if you're describing, a tractor as the a machine that they interact with, these I'm sure they still have a phone, and unless they have the old dial-up phone with buttons, if you have an Apple phone or a Samsung or an Android or whatever that it is, you have access to apps. So do these locations have internet?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, this to me is not the thing, because of course everyone today has a phone, but most of the people just use them to communicate in WhatsApp or Facebook or
Yeah.
things or channels
Well,
like that.
so the entry point is your phone is a mini computer, and modern
Hmm.
phones are mini computers. So it's getting people to explore what else the phone can do besides phone calls and text
Hmm.
messages, and empower them, because it's possibly a mental block when you are working in machinery or in fields
Hmm.
or in products. It's a mental block thinking all that stuff is for people who work in offices, who sit at a desk and who have computers. So what we need to do is shift that mindset to thinking
Hmm.
we have a mini computer in our hands, and you can do your banking on it. You can, you know, send money, there's so much that we
Hmm.
can do on it. So it's introducing, you can download an app, you can set up an account. My favorite is, and one of the best things with AI is voice notes. So if anybody
Hmm.
here uses WhatsApp or other forms, and you ever send a voice note to a friend or a colleague, think about having that voice note transcribing what you're saying into Word format, and then that could be sent in an email, or you're logging information. If it is somebody driving a tractor, something breaks down, they need to talk about a part, they can transcribe what they're saying into an app. Like one I mentioned there was Otter.ai, another one is Granola. They can verbally speak it into an app, and it can capture what they're saying, transcribe it, send it in an email, update it in the information into somebody who does work in an office. So it is very accessible, and the phone is the key point.
Yeah, I agree with you. Maybe this would be a much larger discussion, because I will have
Well, because
to
well, a lot of
contextualize
it
this.
a lot of it is behavior
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, I'm
habits,
sure.
human habits. And the initial step to setting these things up is uncomfortable and challenging, and it
Hmm.
requires change. So maybe in your instance, it's a workshop to get people together to show them how to use more aspects of their own phone.
Yeah, yeah, actually, I'm right now designing a kind of workshop here where we work with
Okay.
producers. Trying, that's what that was my main interest on listening at you on
Well,
this session.
and the main thing to remember is don't introduce loads of new things. Think
Yeah.
about what you already have, and does what you already have, are you using it to its full potential? And a lot of people aren't. If you don't use your phone as a mini computer, you're not using it to its full potential. So this isn't about going and buying new devices or paying for loads of complicated technology. What is the most simple access point that you have? So teaching them how to use that better.
hmm Yeah, I think it can be overwhelming many times, even for me that I'm in the tech
Yeah,
area, no?
no, it
And
definitely can.
there is so many things running on nowadays that really simplify and focus
Exactly.
on human thing is sometimes a real
Calm
challenge.
down the noise.
Yeah. So thank you very much.
No
And thank
problem.
you very interesting your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We are out of time. We still have a few more questions to go. It always takes more time than we plan. So for the ones doing the survey, if you can just stay on a few more minutes so that we can use it. But otherwise, if you're not connecting to the survey, and for Maeve as well, you can leave if you like. But thank you so much for that session. It was great, Maeve, and we can see people
Super.
are really interested too. So thank you so
No
much.
problem. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
You can see I have about 3 people replying. I'm not sure who they are, but if we can at least finish 3, 4 people, that would be great. Thank you. Sorry for the delay. 5. Now we get into the demographics, and then we'll be done. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Sorry for the delay of 5 minutes, but thank you for responding to all the questions, and see you maybe next week for the next session with Sophia, actually, that we have here. We will talk about lessons from being a startup village from Fundao. So looking forward to seeing you there. Bye, everyone. Have a good Wednesday.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you all. Bye bye.
Thank you.